Peace, brothers and sisters in humanity. I hope you're all good. I was alright, I was chilling and that, watching something. I was actually preparing something about evolution and me about the Aqim Salat and that. I'm preparing something here to make a video. And I saw this. This hadith, right? And I'm not alright anymore. Honestly. This is a hadith, right? Right, it's about Omar bin Khattab. Let's listen, please. Let's just listen. This is mad.
For shaitan, mankind is a spectrum of potential targets. Some are easy prey, effortlessly swayed by feeble whispers, whilst others strike fear and dread.
The way I analyze this hadith, you need to know, right? I know for you Sunnis, you believe everything. You just listen to it with like emotions and that. But because I'm emotionless towards this hadith, so I just read it between the lines and I just really analyze the words, right, to find the contradictions, the stupidness.
Shaitan's heart. Umar worked tirelessly to be from the latter category until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted it to him. As is well known, Shaitan would flee from Umar. Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas, he said once Umar asked permission to enter upon the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, while several Qurashi women were sat with the Prophet. They were talking to him and requesting extra financial support with their voices raised. The moment, however, they heard the voice of Umar seeking permission to enter, the women hurriedly got up to veil themselves. This, of course, was...
Okay. Omar, these 20 women from Quraysh were sitting with the Prophet, like talking about giving them money and all that, right? And then they were talking and that. I saw, this is before the hijab, yeah? Before the hijab. Right, so before the hijab. Before the hijab was compulsory, right? And then as soon as Umar ibn Khattab knocked on the door, right, they covered themselves. Covered what? Covered what? I don't understand. Covered what? Because before hijab, right? Where do you know how women they used to wear? You don't know, do you? So this women could have been half naked in there with a Prophet. Do you know what I'm saying? This is before the hijab was compulsory. I mean, if they dressed up decent, right, the hijab wouldn't come, would they? So they must have dressed up like Jahiliyatul Awla, yeah? Must have dressed up like half naked and shit, right? There's no other explanation. Don't tell me they cover their hair. Don't tell me they veil their hair. They cover themselves. Not their hair. Why would they cover their hair? Because it wasn't in the hijab anyway. Why would they not wear a veil in front of the Prophet and then they wear it in front of Umar ibn Khattab? Your hadiths just makes no sense, right? So these women were sitting half naked, right? Simples, with the Prophet, because there's no other explanation.
Hijab was made compulsory. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi
Listen.
Heard the voice of Umar seeking permission to enter. The women hurriedly got up to veil themselves. This, of course, was before the hijab was made compulsory. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
So why did they cover their hair then? How did they know it's going to be covering hair in the hijab in the future? How? Just to cover their hair. So they didn't cover anything else then, did they? Just their hair. Were they naked, totally naked and cover their hair? Or, I don't know, say something, yeah, because this is all messed up. This is all makes no sense.
Permission to Umar, and the moment he entered, he saw the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiling. Umar politely said, "May Allah Almighty always keep you happy, O Messenger of Allah," as if to ask, what makes you smile? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "I am astonished at these women who were with me. As soon as they heard your voice, they rushed to cover themselves." Umar said, "O Prophet of Allah, you have more right to be feared by them than me." Then Umar turned.
You have more right, look what he said, Umar ibn Khattab. You have more right to be feared than me. So these women, they didn't do it out of respect, do they? And why is he saying we need to fear the Prophet? Or we need to fear him, Umar ibn Khattab? Who's writing this down? Who's trying to create this fear? Because in Islam, there's no fear. You don't fear except Allah, the Maker, Creator. That's it. You don't fear human being. This is a Sunni thing, fear, 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 fear. And then he stood up and he went to them.
And he said, O enemies of your own souls, do you fear me and not the Prophet of Allah? They replied, yes, because you are.
Because you're a pervert. Because we were chilling with the Prophet, all of us like chilling, and then you come in. That's why we covered ourselves, because you're a pervert.
And fiercer than the Prophet of Allah. And upon hearing this, the Prophet ﷺ said to Umar, إِيهَنْ ibn al-Khattab, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ مَا لَقِيَكَ الشَّيْطَانُ سَالِكًا فَجًّا قَطْ إِلَّا سَلَكَ فَجًّا غَيْرَ فَجِّكَ. O son of al-Khattab, I swear by the one who possesses my soul, whenever shaitan sees you treading a path, he looks for a different path to walk away from yours. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Now. The second problem is, where did you get that from? So the Prophet can see the jinns, yeah? He can see them. Because why would he say that? Why would he say when the jinns see Umar ibn Khattab coming, they'll change direction? Because he could see them, yeah? So this is where'd you get that from? Where? Show me in the Quran, right? Show me in the Quran that Prophet Muhammad can see the jinns. He's got that power. Who gave him that power? Because that power is not in the Quran. He can't see the jinns. Even when they came to him, to his house, to listen to the Quran, he didn't see them. Allah told him about them. Do you understand? قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّ نَفَرٌ مِنَ الْجِنِّ. He didn't see them. They were there listening. He didn't see them. So now he can see them just because Umar ibn Khattab wants him to or something. Or because he was scared of him. I don't know. But where did you get that from?
The devil was concerned that Umar was a hopeless case. I wonder how Shaitan behaves when he sees us treading a path. Does he wave his white flag and surrender and retreat? Or does he cynically grin knowing that he has guaranteed a catch for the day? Our individual response to his next whisper will be the answer to this question. For Umar, however, it didn't stop there. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud narrated that a man from among the humans once went out and was met by an individual from the jinn who said, will you wrestle me? If you throw me to the ground, the jinn said, I will teach you a verse from the Quran which if you recite it when entering your house, no devil will enter. So they wrestled.
And this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest like stupidity I've never ever seen in my life. This hadith, one I say, right, these hadiths it's been written by 5-year-old or some confused people or these people don't know nothing about each other. Random people writing random things or copying each other. You say, why do you say that? Because, well, go and type it. Abu Hurairah and the thief. Look for the hadith. Abu Hurairah and the thief. It's on my channel. I've done a video about that hadith. It happens that I've done a video about that hadith. It's on. If you want to hear it, it's in my channel. Look for it. Abu Hurairah, or funny something about Abu Hurairah, because I like Abu Hurairah. He comes up with some really futuristic shit. Abu Hurairah, he caught a jinn stealing 3 times, and that jinn told him, please let me go the 3rd time. Right, the 3rd time he caught him, yeah, he said, let me go, and I'll tell you, right, a verse from the Quran that keeps the jinns away, right? And now they're telling us Umar ibn Khattab met the same jinn. I don't know how he sees jinns, right? Umar ibn Khattab sees a jinn, right? I don't know how, right? Don't know how. You can only see it in the Bukhari. And so the jinn came as a human form. Does a jinn come in a human form? Where'd you get that from as well? Because it's not in the Quran. It is not in the Quran. There's nothing there. Just listen.
The human being threw him to the ground. The human being then said to him, I see that you're very weak, and your forearms are like the front paws of a dog.
See, it comes as a human being, this jinn, with a dog's arms. This guy's taking a piss when you're writing this down, honestly. He's probably saying it to kids or something, I don't know, trying to make a movie, but no one bought it, or cartoons or something, I don't know, no one bought it, and then it became hadith, and they're telling us that is actually from God. You know what I'm saying? From Allah, yeah? This is from Allah. I have to follow these hadiths, yeah? This hadith I have to follow. I have to be scared of Umar ibn Khattab, right? I have to be scared of him, because otherwise it's not Umar ibn Khattab anymore, is it? So this Umar ibn Khattab is wrestling a jinn, and with the dog's arms, yeah. And then that jinn is gonna teach him a verse that keeps his kind away. That makes no sense. That's supposed to be like an antimatter. That verse they told you about is supposed to be like this antimatter to like jinns, isn't it? But it's actually a jinn who is teaching it twice now. Abu Hurairah has a thief jinn, and this Umar ibn Khattab has a wrestler jinn that they teach the Quran. Why are they actually living with the Prophet? They're actually living with the Prophet, and the Prophet is reciting all these verses to them. They weren't listening then, like you're not listening now. They had to wait for the jinn to actually recite it back to them, for them to learn it. And then you guys have to put it on the wall, because you think the jinn gonna come and possess your house or your toilet or something, because you think the jinn hangs out in your toilet. The jinns don't live with us, man. For them to hear the Quran, right, they had to be sent by God to the Prophet Muhammad's house to listen to it, or mosque, whatever, or masjid, sorry, not mosque, to hear them. So they don't live with us. They don't live in your toilet. Don't worry, no one possess nothing. No one's going to possess your house. No one's going to possess you. It's only in your mind and your books, right? It's not in our deen, right? It's not in our Quran. It's not. Don't know where you come up with that. You brought it from Bukhari. Let's listen.
All the jinn like this, or is it only you? And he responded, I am of the strongest amongst them. And so let us wrestle again. So they wrestled, and again the human being threw him to the ground. So in keeping with his promise, the jinn taught the human being the verse from the Quran. And he said to him, تقرأ آية الكرسي فإنه لا يقرأها أحد إذا دخل بيته إلا خرج الشيطان وله خيخ كخيخ الحمار. He said, you are to recite Ayatul Kursi, the verse of Kursi, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. He said because...
And if you read this verse, the translation of it, whatever, yeah, it has nothing to do with jinns, or shaitan, or any misdeed, or that he keeps anything away, but they keep it on their walls, right? That's why the Quran was sent. So we put it in frames, stick it on the wall, and that is going to stop the jinn from coming to my house. That's it. I don't know how, what relation is it, because the jinns know the Quran as well. I don't know what makes you think that the jinns don't know the Quran, right? And it's clearly in the Quran, right? Allah said they know the Quran. There's some good and some bad of them, like us. But for some reason, this verse is going to keep them away. This verse belongs to them as well. So how can they run away from what they believe in, what they know themselves?
Who recites it when he enters his house, the devil will escape passing wind like that of a donkey. Ibn Mas'ud, who is the narrator of this incident, he was asked, was that man Umar? And he responded, Man asa an yakuna illa Umar. Who else could it have been other than Umar? It was not only the devils of the jinn who feared Umar, but the devils of mankind as well. Allah tells us that
yeah, look, the Prophet told him, right, at the beginning, he had this crap here. You see why I call it crap? And he got upset, because it is crap. Just listen. The Prophet told him, when the jinn see you, they will divert, they will change direction. And then, all of a sudden, the jinn came to fight him. So was the Prophet lying? Because the Prophet didn't say some of the jinn, he said all of them. And then he came to actually wrestle him. And he was the strongest jinn ever. We don't even know nothing about them. Nothing. We don't know nothing about them, how strong they are. But in the Quran, it tells you they're actually better than us. They actually can do things that we can't do. In the Quran, right? So they're very strong. But Umar ibn Khattab can beat him. 3 times can beat him. And then he taught him a Quran. It's gibberish. So the Prophet told him a lie. And he can see, it's just gibberish, just gibberish. It's not in Islam, man. This is like a devil's, this is like, I don't know, like playbook, kids playbook or something. Like, I think kids with, I guess, good imagination. Really, it's about it. There's no truth in it, nothing.
Not only the unobservable ones, but that some human beings are devils in their own right as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ عَدُوًّا شَيَاطِينَ الْإِنسِ وَالْجِنِّ. And so we have appointed for every prophet enemies, devils among mankind and jinn. Allah Almighty also said in reference to the devils, مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ. They are of jinn and of men. However, we should be more wary of the human devils than those of the
Exactly. Oh, dude, some of them are here. Your idols here. Your idols here. I was one of them. Look, like
that one day.
Your idols. You full of idols. Right? The Prophet Muhammad is an idol. Umar ibn Khattab, as you can see here, is an idol. This lot. Do you think these people guide you and they know anything about Islam? All right. They're teaching you Sunnism, all right, and you're getting confused with Islam. Right? That's all it is. This lot are teaching you Sunnism. This is like an Arab religion, made religion, all right? Look, they love to dress up like Arabs. I don't know. He's actually in somewhere around Europe, but he's dressed up like an Arab. I mean, why would you want to look like a person? I always say, why would you want to look like the Prophet Muhammad, even if he looked like that? Why would I want to look like him? Why? I like to do things he does, yeah. To act like him, well, what is that going to change? What's that going to do for me? What's that going to do for me? How's that going to make me, right, more guided or live my life differently? By what dress? It's make me more like sincere. Or is it because I can hide behind that? Or is it something that I can hide behind? And that's so I can be whoever I want to be. So I put that on, all of a sudden I become a Muslim. As soon as I put a woman puts a hijab on, that's it. She's perfect. She's a Muslim. Or is she hiding behind that shit? Because I see a lot of you hide behind that shit. I'm telling you what, most of you hide behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? You have idols. If you believe that Umar ibn Khattab saw all the hadith, if you believe in it, you have idols with God. And not any God. This is the shirk that God does not forgive. Because you believe, he's giving you a book, explained it to you clearly that we can't see the jinn, they can see us, obviously they have to be able to see us, otherwise they can't whisper to us, but we can't see them. They don't come to our houses and live with us or possess us or do anything like that. They don't. They have nothing to do with us. He's not going to come and knock, a jinn is going to come and knock a picture off your wall or something. They ain't going to be scared of any verse of the Quran because they believe in it themselves. Stupid. Peace out, man.